All right, let's dive in. One of the things that I thought was interesting in this poll as well from the New York Times, Sienna, was they were asked whether or not Trump was too conservative or Harris was too liberal. Here is what they found. 44% said Harris is too liberal and progressive, while only 32% said Trump is too conservative. Katie, let's start with you. What do you make of really what any of this says about how high the stakes are on Tuesday?
Well, just in terms of the state of the race, remember when they were pressuring Joe Biden to get out in July, he was saying to them back, look, show me the polling that proves one of you can beat Donald Trump outside of me. And not a single Democratic candidate, not just Kamala Harris, but Gavin Newsom, J.B. Pritzker from Illinois, the governor, nobody could actually beat him in terms of the polling. That is actually playing out, and we're seeing that in the polling, both in the swing states and nationally. So in terms of the state of play, Joe Biden's actually the one who is vindicated here in terms of the polling and how people are doing against Donald Trump. When it comes to these issues and the debate that's coming up on Tuesday, it shows that this is one of the most important debates, I'd say, in the history of the country, just giving the truncated nature of this race. We are now less than 2 months until actual election day. We are already into the zone in terms of mail-in ballots going out. We, of course, have the North Carolina issue where they had to maybe reprint some of that in the ballots because of the ruling of taking RFK Jr. off the ballot this week. And so this debate actually does matter. So for people saying that it won't, of course it will matter. And I think it's going to matter, of course, in terms of people looking at the issues in the swing states where there are very few undecided voters and whether they're going to decide between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. But she's not in a good position when it comes to the polling here.
You know, Molly, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders earlier today was talking about when she played Harris in 2020 for the debate with Mike Pence. Here's a little bit of what she had to say.
It was very difficult to get in that mindset, but was glad to be helpful in the process and glad to see this debate finally take place. Somebody who doesn't speak to the media, doesn't take questions. In fact, at the end of this interview, John, I will have done more interviews during this election cycle than she has since becoming the Democrat nominee for president. This is actually a much more important night for her because it's so rare that we hear from her, that we hear her take questions, or that we know anything that she actually stands for.
But ABC's asking the questions, Molly, and so what does Trump have to do?
Well, Governor Sanders is absolutely right that this is a very important night for Vice President Kamala Harris. And that's because she's actually behind. I mean, this New York Times poll has her 1 point behind, and you saw Democrats freaking out about that poll. And you think, well, it's just 1 point. What's the big deal? Well, compare it to where Biden was in 2020. He was up 8 points in that very same poll at the very same time. And that ended up being a tied election. So she is, no matter the poll, she's at least 5 points behind where Biden or Clinton were. And those were very close elections. And so she has so much she needs to do. Donald Trump, he's kind of got this situation where he's a known commodity, not just in terms of his debate style. I mean, it'd be unlikely he would have a worse situation than the first debate between him and Joe Biden, which neither of them did very well. But he's had very good debates. He can rely on that. He can just show people. But more than anything, I think people will just be looking at comparing these two administrations. The effort to treat Kamala Harris like she's not the incumbent has failed. That was a widespread bamboozle effort. But the American people aren't stupid. They know she's the incumbent, and they can compare this presidency with the one that immediately preceded on the border, foreign policy, the economy.
And many voters, independent voters, are going to be looking for who she is. I mean, the question, Joe, is will Kamala Harris reveal her far-left policies on Tuesday night? Now, Bernie Sanders is saying perhaps the quiet part out loud here.
Do you think that she is abandoning her progressive ideals?
No, I don't think she's abandoning her ideals. I think she's trying to be pragmatic and doing what she thinks is right in order to win the election.
What do you think about that, Joe?
Oh, boy.
That's the best unintentional comedy I have seen all day. You think about the gold in that answer, as far as Bernie Sanders saying, she's just saying whatever it takes to win. Don't worry, progressives. She's going to go right back to saying that she wants to ban fracking. She wants to end fossil fuels. She wants to stop all offshore drilling. She wants to abolish ICE. She thinks ICE really is the KKK. She doesn't want to build a border wall. She absolutely supports sanctuary cities. She does want to raise your taxes, and she thinks men can get pregnant. She thinks all these things at this point. And don't worry, guys, wink, wink, nod, nod. She's just saying whatever it takes to get to 270 electoral votes.
Yeah.
Well, she really has been consistent in that throughout her entire career.
Oh, yeah.
And this idea that you can have anonymous sources on her campaign claim that she's changed her mind and you treat it like it's in any way meaningful. If she's changed her mind, she needs to do interview after interview, explain in detail why she changed her mind, how she feels about what she was pushing as senator, as attorney general, and when she ran for president.
But Katie, her values haven't changed. She told us that in the one interview she did.
The only thing we've heard on the record is that her values have not changed. And I think it's really important for people to take a look at the administrative state and how she will use it. Yes. So everyone's saying Kamala Harris may be the president, but if Republicans control the House and the Senate, then she really won't be able to implement all of these agenda items that she wants to. Yes, she will. She will use the thousands of lawyers in Washington, D.C. through all of the federal agencies to do exactly what she wants, and they will ask for forgiveness after there are lawsuits filed from the courts later. They've seen this in the Biden administration. She will do it herself. But in terms of the debate here and her flip-flopping, you know, the reason why Kamala Harris fell to the bottom of the list when it came to Democrats' options in the primary of 2019-2020 was because she could not defend her very far left record, which, by the way, analysts for years have said she is the most liberal senator. She is the senator who has worked the least with Republicans, the least bipartisan senator in the upper chamber. And she has been unable to defend that record, which is why Democrats rejected her 4 years ago. So Donald Trump on Tuesday has to nail her down in defending her specific issues, because it's going to be the only time that Americans, and Trump has really, because there's only one debate so far, to really make her defend her positions from that era, which are on the record, and also try to explain why you've changed a 180 and why you won't use the administrative state personnel as policy to implement these things without Congress.
He's got to make her debate her previous self. 48 hours to go. The stakes couldn't be higher.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.